Hi, welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk about the impact of making small changes over an extended period of time. Sometimes we go crazy and we all want to jump in full ham, and that's exactly what I did when I was healing myself. So what I want to do is introduce a concept to you that you might not have considered, which is to go slow and steady and win the race that way. I don't know if you know my story. My name is Kathy Merkel-Roddy, and I managed to heal myself of over 30 neurological symptoms categorized as Lyme disease, as well as spasmodic dysphonia. So you can listen to what my voice used to sound like. Listen to this.
Follow. No, I am a medical medium enthusiast. Started spiraling into the worst health of my life. Other health challenges and life circumstances.
I talk a lot about my voice because that was the most excruciating part of my impairment. Not being able to fully express myself, fully be myself, because of the fact that I had an inability to speak above a whisper and people couldn't really understand what I was saying readily. I would have to repeat myself, and it was just a very frustrating way to live life. So my heart goes out to anybody who is currently still suffering with that condition. And I tend to talk about it a lot, but everything that I say can be used to heal other things. So it's not only spasmodic dysphonia. I healed so many things, including my heartburn and my chronic sinus infections and my seasonal allergies. I healed all sorts of neurological things, as I mentioned. So spasming from my right eye down to my right hip, neuropathy in my foot, restless leg, constant thirst, dry eyes, dry mouth, sensitivity to light, sound, and temperature. I healed heart palpitations. I healed chronic fatigue. I was constantly exhausted. Insomnia. I couldn't sleep. I had so many things going on. So I often talk about the voice the most, but all of this impacted my life. I had crushing anxiety. I had all sorts of, what else did I have? I forget all of my symptoms, honestly, because it's been so long now. And you'll find if you start pursuing this healing journey and you start healing yourself, pretty soon you're going to forget what you used to have. You're going to be talking to someone or hear something on a podcast or whatever and say to yourself, wow, oh yeah, I used to have that. And I don't anymore. And that's weird to think about now, because I don't know about you, but it was super weird for me when I lost my ability to speak and when I had all these neurological symptoms come on. It wasn't what I had normally experienced about being in my body. The feeling of just being in my body for 50 some years did not feel like that previously. And so when it started to feel like that, it felt like a betrayal of my body, and I stopped trusting my body. I started becoming resentful of my body, and all of these types of thought patterns are kind of slippery slopes and not where you want to go if you want to heal, especially in the quickest way possible. So today I want to talk about making a 1% change over a period of time and then adding on from there. In other words, we have a cumulative effect to our healing. So all of the different aspects of healing, there's an emotional side, there's the nutritional side. We need to start removing the troublemaker foods that feed the viruses in our body. And we also need to detox out the heavy metals that are in our body. We need to learn to care for and nurture ourselves in a way that we've never done before. This is what's going to be required of us if we are going to bring ourselves back into perfect alignment, perfect healing, and ultimately reclaim our voice and all of our health. No matter what your symptoms are, unless you have mesothelioma, which is caused by asbestos, you have something that can be healed. You just need to be able to be doing the protocols over enough of a period of time, begin to detox out all of the toxins and pathogens, bring the viral load down in the body, then you can also begin rebuilding yourself on the inside emotionally. We're going to learn to rewire the brain because our identity and who we perceive ourselves to be, how we believe we fit into the world, or how we perceive ourselves is a big part of this whole thing. I know from my own journey, my underlying feelings of unworthy were basically driving the bus on my life. I had to unpack all of those weird feelings of unworthiness and begin to see myself differently. I always come back to 3 basic truths. You may have heard me say it before because I say it all the time. So first and foremost, you are worthy of love no matter what. You don't have to earn it. You don't have to do anything to be worthy of it. You are innately already worthy. In addition, your body has this innate ability to heal itself. It is amazing. The creation of nature and how we are created is a miracle. And our bodies are so intelligent and have all of these intricate systems that work together to run perfectly. So if we can restore the body into what it already knows how to do, then we can heal our symptoms. Your voice is perfectly fine. If you have spasmodic dysphonia, there's nothing wrong with your voice. What is blocking you from having your voice is the communication from your brain to the nerves that control your voice. We need to remove those blocks. And so we're going to start caring for ourselves in a way that we never have. We're going to start prioritizing our healing. We're going to learn to draw boundaries and become the guardians of our minds, of our habits, of our personal space, of our emotions. We are going to basically be the creators of our lives instead of the reactors to the external influences that are all around us all the time. So today we're just going to talk again. We're going to make these changes little by little. So in the nutrition section, we want to begin taking out the eggs, gluten, dairy, corn, soy, canola oil, and pork. I don't expect you to do it all at once. Just start with one. I would start with the one that you eat the most and eliminate that and figure out some replacements that you can have that will be something that you can, over a long period of time, enjoy. Another thing. We have to find the things that we enjoy, the foods that we do like that are contributing to our healing. We want to lean into those. I know for me, one of the big foods that I look to for comfort, for satisfaction, for that feeling of being satiated are potatoes. Potatoes and sweet potatoes give me that full, great feeling, grounded, and they're so good for us, especially if we avoid putting on the things like butter and sour cream and all of those things, or frying them in heavy oils. So the potatoes themselves are perfectly healthy. They are not to be confused with other white, ultra-processed carbohydrates. Potatoes are very healing and are a food I would encourage you to start bringing in more and more, especially every dinner time. So that's one small change you can make. We're going to start eliminating those foods one by one. And then in addition, we're going to start bringing in lots of healing foods one by one, lots of fruit and veggies in particular. That's what I primarily eat all day long, is fruits and vegetables. I really don't eat too many grains. If you're going to eat grains, gluten-free oats or millet, quinoa, rice are all okay. I don't eat them often, but they are permissible and they're maybe a good food for you to lean on while you're trying to eliminate some of these other ones. So we're going to bring in the good stuff. We want to bring in foods like leafy greens. How many big giant salads do you eat? I eat a big mixing bowl full of salad every day. The more the merrier when it comes to leafy greens. Again, the salad dressing is the issue when we are eating salads. So we want to be mindful. We don't want canola oil on our salad, and we want to keep it as low fat as possible because that fat is blocking the ability to absorb those nutrients. So little by little, we're going to bring in the leafy greens. We're going to bring in the fruit. So I start my day every day with, some lemon water as well. You want to add lemon to your water so that it becomes living water that you can easily absorb, that your cells recognize. The water coming out of the tap is dead, essentially, because it's been chemically treated. So we want to give our cells what they can easily identify and absorb. That's the living water. And that's why fresh pressed juices are also a very good choice. Not to be confused with the juices that are on the grocery store shelves that have been high pressure pasteurized, or even the ones that are at the juice bar but made the day before. They lose their potency over time. Oxidation starts happening the minute they're juiced, and then each hour that goes by, the nutrient and benefit is diminished. So we want to drink them as quickly as possible after they're freshly pressed. And, that's why I have a juicer, and I juice my own stuff all the time because I want the freshest, best way to do it. Also, buying juices out can be more expensive. We want to keep this all as cost efficient as possible because we're going to be adding on a lot of extra stuff. So we're going to, little by little, improve our diets. In addition, we're going to start paying attention to how we're feeling throughout the day emotionally. Are we riding an emotional coaster from our ceiling to our basement every day? Are we just doing this all day, which I think most of us do? We start off in the day feeling great, and then stuff starts going sideways, and we decide that we're triggered, and then we spiral down, and then we stack on all of the negative things that have happened and how many more negative things might happen, and then our brain starts looking at all that. So what we want to do is we want to start just noticing how we're feeling at any given time. Because often we're just still running on that unconscious programming that we're not even aware of. Every day we're having the same 70,000 thoughts that we had the day before, unless we wake up and make a concerted effort to change them. So that's another thing we can change 1% at a time is our thoughts. If today you're saying, oh man, I'm terrible, I am a scatterbrain, I can never do anything right to yourself, if you're all day long you're saying that is not keeping your vibe very high, and that's not allowing you to come out of fight or flight and to relax so that your nerves can repair themselves and that your body can start functioning properly. We have to learn to talk to ourselves more kindly. Studies have shown that if we talk to ourselves in the second person, as if we are a coach, an external coach, that actually it activates a different part of our brain. So when we actually listen to our own self-talk saying, you got this, you have done hard things before, we are activating that prefrontal cortex where we make all of our creative decisions, and we can remember and we can think and we can do our best thinking there. Versus if we are constantly in fight or flight, we're in the amygdala. And so often when we talk to ourselves, I am terrible, I am this, I am whatever, it activates that fight or flight in that amygdala section of your brain, which is not going to allow us to do our best. So we want to always be improving that. And one way we can do it is begin becoming our own little coach. We say empowering things like every day and every way I'm getting stronger and stronger. I am a healing warrior. You can say things like, you have done hard things before, you can do it again. You can say things like, I am a beautiful child of God and I am healing. You can say things like, my body knows how to heal and is fighting to heal right now. We have countless things we can say to ourselves, but I suggest that you simply start by paying attention. That's the first step, and that's your 1% for today, just paying attention. And then learning how to pattern interrupt it. When you find yourself going down the bad path of that neural pathway that is the negative, you interrupt it. You simply take a walk outside. You move your body. You dance. You listen to music. You just make silly faces in the mirror. There's countless things you can do. Watch a video. Watch a funny show. Whatever it is that makes you feel instantly better, You can interrupt it, and then you can circle back to it after you're broken out of the pattern and start analyzing what belief is getting triggered right now. Often it is a belief about ourselves, a belief about our healing, or a belief about our abilities, or a belief about our worthiness. We have to catch it. And then we have to go back to those 3 basic truths and say, okay, if I'm having a doubt that my healing is possible, if you're in that messy middle section, because healing does not happen always overnight. Sometimes it takes time. You didn't get all the toxins that are in your body overnight. So we're not going to be able to eliminate them all overnight either. They would kill you. If your liver emptied out and said, here are all the toxins, possibly could kill you, your brain or your heart, and cause damage that is irreversible. So the body has innate knowledge, knows how slowly it needs to dole them out. And then you eventually wake up one day and you go, wow, I am healed. That is amazing. I know for myself, I had a pinch me couple of days because I've just been on such a high, doing things that are amazing challenges, doing some keynote speeches, doing things that involve my singing and my performing again that are just so much fun, so good for my soul. So I look back on the part of me that was debilitated and really lost in the woods there for a minute, not knowing for sure if I was going to be able to heal. And I just am so thankful that I had the wherewithal to just stick with it through that period of doubt and let it pass and just stay the course and see what happens. And that's what I would encourage you to start doing as well. Just see what happens. What if it all worked out? What if you healed yourself and you were sitting in my shoes in a few years and you're completely fine and you have no lingering symptoms at all? You have a voice that is perfectly loud and strong and without any spasms. You have no pain in your body. You have plenty of energy. Your sleep is amazing. What if all of that is possible for you? Let's just go into that possibility and start imagining what that would be like. I want you to visualize yourself as healed. What would that feel like? What emotions would you be feeling? Such gratitude, I would imagine, such joy, such peace, and such trust. That's a beautiful thing that can start restoring your trust in the world, your trust in humanity. When you can once again begin healing, and once you can once again begin trusting your own body and trusting yourself for staying on protocol to get that healing. Those are 2 big trusts that you have earned simply by staying the course and making a 1% change every day. So I hope this helps. This is not a super long video, but I just wanted to come on and say what was on my mind, because I know it can be a daunting task to do all of the things that you'll need to do in order to heal yourself. And when you think of all of the long list, it's too overwhelming. So you have to pare it down to one simple little change you can make every day, and do that consistently. Once you've mastered that, then you just add on the next one, and then it becomes like a fun game. You're like a little Pac-Man game, and you're just gobbling up those dots. You're just going through the game, eating all the dots, and you get little bonus healing points for each dot that you gobble down. So I believe in you guys. I know you can heal. I want you to lean into my faith if you have to, because I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that it is possible. I've proven it to myself, and I've seen my clients heal themselves as well. So I have witnessed it more than once, and I can't wait to witness your healing too. I love you guys. I will see you on the next video.